What's up, witches? What's up? What's up? How are you guys? Hi, Josie. Hi, Divination Witch. What's going on? I see congratulations up here. It won't let me scroll. I see somebody's been married. Is that Divination Witch? Congrats. Hi, Anthony. Welcome, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, Tony. What's up, guys? How we doing? Come on in, get comfortable, grab a drink, grab a snack, put your feet up. It is time for the weekly live. How's everybody doing, first of all? How was everyone's full moon? Your full moon weekend, was it fabulous? Was it everything you hoped for? Or were you like me? Did you mostly sleep? I did some stuff. What's going on? Hi, Amethyst Moon. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll say hello. Oh, is it hello, hello? Hello, hello. Hi. What's up? Hi, River Rose. Hi, LaQuanza. Welcome. Come on in, drop a line, say how you are, say hello to everybody, maybe tell us what you're sipping on, what are you snacking on, what are you doing to get comfortable for your reading right now. Tony is resting and having a smoke, so that sounds pretty fabulous to me. What's everybody doing? Chilling, relaxing? Has it been a good Monday for you? Amethyst Moon said, oh, so this full moon energy had me sleepy, but also had me, all right, y'all got me fucked up. Yeah, the thing about full moon, even though it's super energizing for a lot of people, and it is energizing for me, I tend to stay up late and all that stuff, there is a certain level of discomfort that comes with it because it's in the full moon sign is always the opposite of the sun sign. And we know that the full moon only looks full to us because of its reflection of the illumination of the sun. So that kind of creates this tension between these two basically kind of polar opposite, if you would, signs. So good energy, lots of energy, great for releasing and letting things go, shining light on areas that were previously too dark to see. But there's also like kind of some discomfort there. Miriam says, am I the only one who gets aggravated during a full moon? Listen, you are not the only one because as many of you know, what led me to starting to even care about astrology was being a bartender for 15 years and seeing literally like night and day how the full moon would make people irritable, agitated, out of sorts, uncomfortable. And yeah, we always talked about in the restaurant industry, like, oh boy, it's a full moon. Here we go. People are going to be, antsy or whatever. So you are definitely not alone. For me, the full moon makes me, I don't know if I would say agitated is the word, but it definitely kind of makes me a little bit more bold. It's reflecting the sun, and I'm a Leo sun, and that's ruled by the sun. So that little bit of extra sunlight is often helpful for me to like express myself better, speak up more for myself, be a little less willing to like tolerate crap or like something that doesn't sit well with me, stuff like that. So I don't know if you would call that agitated, but definitely a little bit more combative, maybe is the word. Yeah, bold. Yeah, just feeling like more bold for sure. Your Aries ass is ready. Yes. Leo rising, Libra sun, feeling activated. I work in a hospital. We can always tell when it's a full moon because of how our patients act. Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's so interesting. I'm sure other industries see it too. And I would not be surprised if the hospital industry, the medical field would see more patients in general, and see patients being different. In the bar industry, it wasn't like, oh, because it's a full moon, everything's going to be bad or the night's not going to go well. It's just like you had to be more on your P's and Q's because unexpected weird things would happen and people would kind of act out of the ordinary. People would get real mad if they weren't normally like that, or they would get more drunk than they typically would. I always think of that song Freaks Come Out at Night when I think of what it's like bartending during the full moon, because the freaks come out at night generally, but on the full moon you're just like, oh, that's what this song was about. Josie took their spiritual bath, felt great. My other half tried to get on my damn nerves. Oh, I know that feeling. I'm married too, and sometimes sometimes you're trying to get into an energy or you're trying to do a ritual or do a certain thing, and having another person in the house who can emotionally trigger you and stuff can be really hard. I've had so many times where I'm just standing at my altar, just woosah, I can't even get started because I'm so annoyed by something my husband said or did right before I got started or right after I started or something, and it can be challenging being a spiritual person in a house with other people, for sure. So I'm glad to see so many of you here. Welcome, welcome. I pray that your weekends were beautiful, your full moons were beautiful. Go ahead and like this video since you're here. Let me know that this is a place you want to be, a place you enjoy, so that I know to keep doing these lives like this. Memberships are now available, and so I have considered the idea of having the lives only be for members, but I want the lives to be accessible to as many people as possible. So if this is something that you like, please make sure to click that thumbs up so I know that. And if you're watching this video on replay, make sure to click the thumbs up and leave a comment. If you didn't get to comment in the chats, let us know if the message resonates with you, if you're enjoying this space, all that good stuff. I thought about the movie Lion King. Ooh, Mufasa. My mom was an ER nurse and busy and the weirdos. Yeah, it's just weird. It's not always quote unquote bad. It's just that you could tell that something was different in the energy in the air. And if you're, not paying attention to astrology or you're not particularly spiritual, you might not notice it. But I started to really notice it in working in the restaurants and like clockwork, So I started wearing a moonstone on the full moons, and I started paying attention to when the full moon was happening, and that made a world of difference for me. Getting ready for my shifts, preparing myself with the right crystal, having the right energy, just being in the right headspace of knowing, okay, today is a full moon and it's going to be a little different than normal. Be prepared for anything, be zen, be as calm as you can, because other people are going to be extra. And that really helped me once I figured that out. So that, you can tell once you're aware of it. Exactly. So, it's one of those things where it's people can say that when it comes to astrology, oh, it's just kind of in your head, things worked out that way because you already thought it would or whatever. But I knew nothing of astrology when I started noticing this pattern in my life. Nothing about astrology. Even though I was a witch, all I knew was moon phases and doing spells and rituals on moon phases, but I really didn't have a moon ritual, and I hadn't yet pulled my chart, so I didn't know that I was a Libra moon. I didn't have an understanding of how that could affect my emotions and all of that stuff. And so I was just what is this full moon thing? Why do the energy shift so hard, and what can I do about it? And that made me look more into astrology and more into crystals and what crystals to carry with me during that time. So, yeah. Jessica. What's up? Yes, altar cleansing. Nice. Yeah, come back whenever. We'll be here for a little while. Hi, Rosemary Luna. Welcome. Hi, Cleospire. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Funny story. I was thinking about your large bowel syndrome, which probably sounds crazy, but I was, because like I said, I think I just have never been diagnosed with that, but I think I have something similar. I have a similar struggle, and so I spent a lot of the weekend like thinking about herbs and different things like that, and working on some summer medicine for you guys. I have herbs coming in from the Sawmill Herb Farm, so I'm putting together potions that will be ready in September. I've got anxiety potion coming back. So for those of you who had anxiety potion from the winter batch, that was made with fall medicinal. So it's going to be a different blend, but just as potent. This one's being made with linden flower and St. John's wort. And then I have a respiratory potion coming with horehound flower and mullein flower, and a tummy potion, which might also help with like not going frequently enough. It's got lemon balm and marshmallow flower, and a little bit of mugwort flower. Not too much, but just a little bit, enough to maybe kind of get things moving. Thank you, Mariah. These are by Cecilia Valdez. She's Azúcar on Instagram. She sent me these as a gift, a part of an order that I got. So shout out to her. I got beautiful custom waist beads and earrings from her that I will be showing off for sure. They've been cleansed, but now they need to be charged and fed and everything on the altar. And then I'm going to put them on ceremonially, and I'll take a picture probably so I can thank her and shout her out on Instagram. But I appreciate it. Azúcar, Azucarrr. I think it's 3 R's on Instagram, Cecilia. Yes, Josie, the shop is closing at the end of the month. That's actually one of my announcements. So I'll start getting into the announcements. Shop closes at on Friday at midnight. So for those of you who are new here, I have a shop, the BronxWitch Bodega. You can go there by visiting my website, bronxwitch.com. And I make organic herbal blends, herbal teas, smokes, and yoni steams, as well as magically enchanted candles and some other items. So definitely check out the shop. Everything is available until Friday at midnight, when the shop shuts down for a week. And it doesn't reopen until the following Saturday, which will be August 7th, at noon Eastern. And that basically gives me time to remake everything. Because everything is herb-based, everything is seasonal, I make everything in small 64-ounce batches. And so I do that every month during that week. So yes, shop closes down on Friday at midnight. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was me thinking about you. Your ears were ringing. Because I definitely was thinking about that. So tummy potion is going to be coming out in September. And once I actually strain off the herbs and give it a try, I'll be able to tell you how motivating to the movement it feels. It's mostly formulated to kind of calm down digestive issues. It has a lot of lemon balm, that's the bulk of it, and then a little bit of marshmallow flower and a little bit of mugwort flower. But I think the mugwort flower and the marshmallow flower will pair really well together to move things along, if it will. So I'll give that a try, but and let you know. But be on the lookout for tummy potion in September. In September, most of the potions will be ready. There'll also be a liniment for the first time in the shop. I'm really excited to offer you guys. It is going to be made with rue and wormwood and St. John's wort in a witch hazel base. So it'll be good for your skin. But if you're not familiar with a liniment, it's basically an alcohol-based spray that you spray on an area that's sore or where you have a bruise or whatever the issue is. And then it kind of evaporates evaporates off and leaves a very cooling, healing sensation while the herbs penetrate into the muscle. So this one is specifically for muscle soreness, tenderness, surface pain of soft muscle tissue, and things like that. So liniment will be offered in September too. So get excited. Kiwi. I don't know. I'm not super familiar. I like kiwis, but they don't grow around here, and I feel like because they're imported from other places, they're rarely like in season, and I don't know what the right season for them is. Whenever I get them, they tend to be too tart and not sweet. So I'm often disappointed with kiwis, but I think they're so delicious and beautiful. Hi, Ashley. How are you? I just saw your order. Muchísimas gracias for your beautiful note. Besos y abrazos to you too. All right. So let's see. What else do we have? Announcements. Shop is closing at the end of the week. I want to let you guys know now that we will not be having a live next week, August 2nd, and the following week, August 9th, because it is my birthday on August 9th. Turning 35, and I'm taking the week to go visit my family, so I won't be available. I'll be traveling on those Mondays, so unfortunately I won't be able to do the live for you guys. So this is going to be the last live until August 16th. Okay, it's also the last open day for private readings as well. So if you're looking to book a private reading with me, you're not going to see anything open until August 16th. And the remaining August dates are starting to fill up. So if you do feel called to get a private reading, I would go ahead and, book those sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you'll be looking at September. Okay? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Yeah, I love kiwis, but I don't know when to get them. We have this thing called Google. I could probably look it up. It's just not a big fruit in my repertoire, so I don't think about it very often. Ashe, peace to you, Rollins. Welcome. So no live August 2nd and August 9th, okay? Instead, on August 9th, we're going to be doing something special. It's official. It's happening, okay? We are going to be doing a birthday pajama tarot party for my birthday. Okay, so instead of going live on August 9th at 7 with you guys here on YouTube, I'm going to be going live at 9 o'clock with my members on Zoom. So you guys will actually be able to talk. I'll be able to see your beautiful faces. I will be pulling cards during the party, so I am going to pull cards for the week. So there will be a point where I'll pull cards for us. So you'll still be able to receive your message for the week. But I thought it would be fun if we pull cards for each other. I want you guys to pull cards for me. And I don't care if you have never done a tarot reading for anybody else in your life. If you own a deck, I don't care if you are all up in the guidebook. I just want us to have a good time. Get the nerves out, get the energy out, try your hand at receiving a message through your cards. And I think it would be fun to do that. I'll have some music on, we'll chill. It'll be fun. It'll be lots of fun. It is going to only be open to members because, no offense, I can't have the whole internet up in my space. So if you are not yet a member, and if you take a look at the comments, you can see how many members are here. So shout out to you. Ooh, and so many of you have orange badges now. Whoop, 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 whoop. So if you're not a member, definitely look into joining. There are a couple of videos on here with information for what the memberships entail and all of that stuff. You're going to want to join at the friends level or higher if you want to participate. There are 3 levels of membership: supporter, friend, and seeker. And friend and seeker get access to exclusive content, private Zooms, and all of that good stuff. The supporter level also gets a lot of great stuff. They get custom badges and emojis, 15% off in my shop every single month. Shout outs in the public videos that I post and all of that good stuff. But actual interaction and videos and whatnot is available to members, friends, and seeker level. So if you've been thinking about it, you're not sure about it, but you know you want to come to the birthday party, then definitely join, become a member, and just make sure you do it at the friends level or higher, okay? Rollin said I need to upgrade. Yeah, the cool thing about it is you can upgrade just for a month, and then go back to the level that you prefer to be at. So if there's something happening, like let's say we're reading a book in the book club is only open to seeker levels. So let's say we're reading a book in the book club and you would like to be a part of that, you can upgrade to seeker for the 2 months that we're reading the book, and then go right back to friend or supporter or end your membership. So it's really easy to go back and forth based on like what you want to get. So yeah, if you want to come to the birthday party though, if you want to get the Zoom link to that, then you'll need to be friend or higher. Yes, Betty, pop that tarot cherry. Come to the party and pull cards. Jessica's super hype right now. Yeah, I'm still not smoking. Just smoking my herbal blends. I had lift off last night before going to bed, which was really nice. In my OG, my original blend, love her. But yeah, I'm still not smoking cannabis. We'll see, it's a spirit-led decision. I had actually just bought a few cartridges from MedMen, like right before it happened. So I gave those cartridges to one of the spirits that I work with for these things. And that helps me the most when it comes to these types of things. And it will sit there until spirit says I can incorporate it back into my life or into my practice or however that's going to be. But yeah. Mariah's got the Woosa in her yellow quartz pipe right now. Enjoy. That's a nice combo. I like the yellow quartz. It's so nice for summer. It's very like sunny, but it's yellow quartz with a little like, it's either smoky quartz obsidian or smoky quartz. I forget how you describe it. But so it's got a smoky quality to it that is also kind of calming. So it's not like, yellow, like, citrine or whatever, where it's just like, woo, super energizing. It's bright, but it's mellow at the same time. So I think that's a beautiful combo. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Yay, Jessica. Yeah, definitely upgrade so you can come to the party and, then you can go back to whatever level you'd like to be. The party is going to be totally low key. So feel free to pop in or pop out. You don't have to stay the whole time. You don't have to be there right at 9 o'clock. I imagine we'll be there for like at least an hour or so, just because I am going to pull cards for a certain point of it. I'm going to be in my pajamas. I will be traveling from Charleston that day, so I'll be coming home that day. Prayers up, all goes well, no delays with my flights or anything like that, so that I can get home and shower, have dinner, you know what I'm saying, get into my PJs, get comfy, and then I'm going to go live with you guys. So get comfy, get ready for bed, make yourself a cup of tea, and then come hang out at my mellow but fun birthday party. Yeah, I understand that, Jessica, for sure. Giving up anything is never easy. I think, though, definitely the fact that it wasn't me just being like, oh, I'm going to cut this out because like I'm supposed to, or like it was something that was very much like, that was a message received from specific ancestors and for specific reasons. So cannot be ignored, even though it is a struggle. Definitely, it's not the easiest thing ever, but with every day that passes, I feel better. It's a little bit easier. So there's that. The book club meeting was absolutely amazing. Shout out to everybody who came to the book club meeting on Saturday. We are reading Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. We are coming to the end of the first month of reading the book. The book is not a traditional book in the sense that it... I'm looking for something. It is a whole program for womb healing. So if you actually did the program, according to the book, which I'm trying to do, then it would take you like 15 weeks at minimum to get it done. So the great thing about that is you can jump in at any time with the book and with being a part of the book club, because there's no pressure. Like, we're only spending 2 months on every book. So we're not going to be spending 15 weeks on the book together. Everyone is encouraged to do the whole program, get the most out of it that you want, spend as much time on it as you want. But in terms of like how often we're gonna meet to talk about it and all that stuff, it's just 2 months. So if you haven't started Sacred Woman, but you're still interested in it, or you want to be a part of the book club and you're like, oh no, I didn't get started, do not worry at all. Totally get started now, and you can become a Seeker member for the month of August. That way you can participate in the weekly discussion posts that are in the community tab, as well as come to the monthly Zoom meeting where we actually discuss the book. Now, in the August meeting, we will be talking about everything in the book, meaning both the first half and the second half, anything that anybody wants to talk about. But it's not the type of book where it's like spoilers, because it's all rituals and practices and recipes and things to help you heal your womb physically and energetically. And that's a process that each one of us has to go through at our own pace and in our own way. So please don't feel like you are, quote unquote, too late, or that you missed anything. If you're still interested in reading Sacred Woman and doing some really beautiful womb healing for yourself, for your generational line, I encourage you to still join, okay? Thank you, Ashley. It's very difficult. Yeah, it is. Yeah, someone at the meeting did say that. The book is like the Bible. It's not like, it's not like on day one, this thing happens, and then da-da-da-da. Like, no, you can move all around the book. You can pull rituals from different parts of the book. You can pull recipes from different parts of the book. It's not intended to just like for you to just sit down and read through it. You can read through it to get familiar with it, you know what I'm saying? So you have an idea of like what the overall program is, but it's not that kind of thing. So definitely don't feel like, oh no, I missed it. Jump on in. Another good reason to join at the Seeker level in August, even if you're not interested in reading Sacred Woman, is because in the beginning of August, the Seekers will have the opportunity to vote on the next book. Okay, so we will start the next book in September, and the Seekers will be able to vote on what that next book is. So if you want to actually express your opinion and have an influence on what the next book is, so it's something that you're interested in, then join in August so that you can participate in the voting. If you don't care about voting and you're happy to read whatever the group decides and get started in September with our new book, then you can wait until September and just join then. So totally up to you. I wanted to give a shout out to the new members since our last meeting. I want to give a shout out to Linda McDowell. Shout out to Sophia Brings Light. Shout out to Balance Path 717, and shout out to TM. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of the new members, and a super, super big shout out to the supporters. Your membership is so important to me. As a supporter, you get the custom badges and emojis, a 15% discount to my shop every single month, and a graphic shout out in the public videos. You don't get access to the exclusive videos or the lives or to the support group or the book club and things like that. But the reason why your membership is so important is because I take those fees specifically and I use it in order to offer free membership for a month to witches of color who are having financial hardship but really want to join the Witches of Color support group. So if you are a BIPOC witch, you are a witch of color, and you really feel like you need community, you need a safe space where you can find other witches of color, talk about the challenges you're having, get to know other people who are like-minded and have similar life experiences, but you're having too much financial hardship to join at the friend level, then please email me at bronxwitchmembers@gmail.com. bronxwitchmembers@gmail.com. I believe that's linked in the description box. And that way, the fee that is given by the supporters can be offered to you to cover a month of membership so that you're able to join in on the support group meeting for the month. Okay? And it's a month by month type of thing. Just because we are a small group and there's only, but a few members at the moment. Hopefully over time I'll be able to stretch that out for people, but for now it's a month at a time. Okay? Dice Controller 187, sit down, stick around for a while, you'll figure it out. All right. And kikiing, yes we are. Hi Sybil, welcome. Hey Acme, welcome, welcome, welcome Amy. What's up, what's up? We were just saying hello to the new members. And shout out to all the support group folks. We have our second meeting coming up on Saturday, July 31st at 1:00 p.m. So if you are a witch of color in need of community and support and you want to be a part of this group and you have not yet joined, you still have time to join. Just be mindful that you need to join at the friends level or higher in order to have access to the support group. And we ask that you only attend the support group meeting if you identify as both BIPOC and a witch. Okay? Thank you, genius. Thank you. That was, hey, Thor. That, came out of this group, us talking about like things we would be interested in. We're constantly talking about books we want to read, books we have read, what books for this, what books for that. So it seemed like a good idea to come together and read these books together so we can like help each other through it. And then the support group just seemed like a good idea to me because I'm a witch of color, and I know that is challenging in ways that might be different than someone who is not a witch of color. And it turns out other people feel the same way. So that community is growing too. Hey, Portia, welcome. Yeah, see you then. Alrighty, so you still have time to join both the book club. You still have time to join and become a member. And if you are a member at the friends level, that gives you access to the support group meetings. But again, we ask that you only attend if you identify as both BIPOC and a witch. And then at the seeker level, you get access to absolutely everything as well as to the book club meetings and voting and polls and all that. Okay, awesome. So welcome anybody who is just coming in. I was just going over some announcements for folks. Please make sure to like the thumbs up if you just popped in and you're enjoying yourself so far. Or if you have to peace out early, don't forget to click the thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed your time here. That really, really helps me. So thank you guys for that. I want to show you guys some stuff. Little show and tell, okay, because I have some thank yous. First of all, thank you again to Cecilia Valdez at Azúcar on Instagram. So awesome, these beautiful earrings. I also got some waist beads and some other earrings that I'll be posting about on Instagram, I think in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that, but hit her up, beautiful custom designs. Thank you, Betty Boo. Thank you, my love. Shout out to you. If you guys don't know, the collective reading is totally for free. I don't ask for tips or anything, but if you feel called to leave a super chat, I use that money to make my blessing bags, which are little bags of granola bars, fruit snacks, and water bottles that I carry around with me when I'm in my neighborhood and that I give to the hungry, the homeless, anybody who is asking for money or seems to be in need. So bless you and thank you so much, my love. So let's get into some of the stuff. I want to say thank you so much. I don't know if this is backwards for you guys, but thank you so much to Wiser Books. The people at Wiser Books sent me a copy of Seasons of a Magical Life by H. Byron Ballard. This is a book all about rituals and spiritual practices for the wheel of the year, coming from someone who has experience primarily in Appalachian folk magic. And I'm very excited to get into this and see some of the rituals that are in here. So shout out to Wiser Books. Thank you so much. Because this is a Wiser book listing, it will be one of the books that are a part of the voting for the next book that we read. The people at Wiser Books have been kind enough to extend a 30% off discount code, which is huge. And I have made that discount code available just to the seekers. To help you with your book costs. So this is a Wiser title. If we read this book, you'll be able to use your Wiser code to get 30% off when you buy it. So shout out to the people at Wiser. They are amazing to offer such a generous discount and want to help people in the book club get their books easier. So thanks to them for that. And then I have some mail. Magical mail time. It's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wear mail. I still sing that song every time I get the mail. Yes, I do. That was my childhood, and it will be there in my heart forever. Shout out to Steve. I heard he's doing well. Oh, child, I don't know. Thor asks, who was the Christian church group that was protesting at the Witch Fest that you attended? By the way, great video footage of the festival. Thank you. I did it myself, so I was trying to get not too shaky video, so I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know if they have a name or if they have a group. Honestly, in past years, it's been a much bigger, more organized group. So I don't know if COVID kind of kept people, away or whatever. In the past, they've been bigger groups with like signs and pamphlets and the whole thing. So, in past years, it's been like organized groups. This seemed to be more of, I don't know, he gave me youth minister vibes, some very aggro, like youth minister with a couple of friends, and some woman he found on the street who felt called to give her testimony. So they weren't there for very long. I don't know if they got shooed away or if they got bored. But yeah, they were a little blip on the radar, which is pretty amazing. In previous years, they've been really big crowds, like right up against the actual festival, literally making it impossible to hear anything for like the first 5-10 tables, and just really, really, really making things miserable for everybody. So I was really grateful that they were across the street from us. It was hard to hear them, and they didn't stick around for very long. There wasn't that many of them. So that's a win. That's not true at all, Dice Controller. Everybody does not hate us. And in fact, a lot of Christians don't hate us. I have actually had quite a number of Christians comment here on Instagram and YouTube, many, many words of encouragement, saying those types of people don't speak for all Christians. Not all Christians are on some ridiculous rampage to rid the world of demons and evil that they make up in their heads. Not every Christian, is totally racist and basically writes off every cultural practice that's not white European as the devil. Not every Christian is like that. So I'm very blessed to have a number of Christians that I interact with who focus on their relationship with their gods and their spiritual relationship, and understand that everybody else on the planet is just doing the same thing, and that it doesn't mean that you are the devil or the demon that other people want to make you out to be just because you're different, or you do something differently. One of the things that the guy who was yelling at us was saying is Reiki is demonic and yoga is demonic. I don't know that this individual speaks for all Christians, but I would say that there's probably a good chunk of Christians who are smart enough to know how fucking ridiculous of a statement that is. The funny thing about Christians is they're so obsessed with demons and devils and evil, and they're supposed to be all about God, but they're like 100% of the time it's all, that's the devil, that's the devil, that's the devil. And it's like, you do realize that other cultures and other religions don't even have the devil or demons in the way that you portray them. So why would other people's practices be demonic and devilish when they don't even believe in yoga is demonic? Are you serious, bro? So, people like that, I don't even know if someone like that really can be described as a Christian. Somebody like that is just a fanatic and a racist, period. That's it, They call themselves Christians, but I'd like to give Christians a better, more benefit of the doubt than that. And I would say that he and his little crew are fanatics and racists, and not necessarily representative of all Christians. Not all Christians carry that much hatred in their heart or those completely racist, limited cultural ideas because they've never opened a book. Some Christians read. Right, Mariah. There's ignorant people in every camp. So there are educated Christians and there are ignorant Christians. And unfortunately, it's the ignorant Christians that tend to make the most noise publicly. And then the non-ignorant Christians are the ones who quietly come in my DMs and say, I follow you, I support you, I understand that nothing you do is out of alignment with God, and I'm sorry that people talk to you this way. So that's kind of how it shakes out. I know why they're so obsessed with the devil and evil. It doesn't make any sense to me, but literally it's like they try to find it. That cauliflower is the devil. I mean, it's everywhere for them. And I'm just like, wow, Jesus, what is life for you? That everything is the devil. What is the point of going to church then? Isn't that supposed to save you from all that shit? Why you go to church every Sunday and yet still the entire world is just the devil? What the fuck is the point paying all that money to that pastor? What's he doing? Anyway, so Magic Mail. Big shout out to Glenda Cox. I already know what this is because she hit me up with a note and let me know. So thank you so much for sending me this book. Super, super excited to get into this book. I don't know why it's taken me so long to read it, honestly, because it's been on my radar for quite a while. But Glenda Cox sent me a copy of Good Juju. Good Juju. I am very excited to get into this. The full title is Good Juju, Mojo's Rites and Practices for the Magical Soul by Najah Lightfoot. And I really want to get into this. I'm so excited. Things are changing, but for a very long time, much of the occult, magic, etc. books have not been authored by, people of color. So it's very, very exciting for me to read this book by a fellow Black witch, and I'm very excited to read up on her recipes and her practices from her background in, I think, conjure is her background. So Najah Lightfoot is an initiated member of La Source Ancien Info, a private voodoo society in New Orleans, Louisiana. She is a sister priestess of the Divine Feminine and an active member of the Denver pagan community. She keeps her magic strong through the practice of Kung Fu, the folk magic of hoodoo, pagan rituals, and her belief in the mysteries of the universe. Najah is also a regular contributing author to Llewellyn Annuals. She can be found on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So very excited to read this book and to, just enjoy all that Najah Lightfoot has to offer. I've heard great things about it. So shout out to you, Glenda. I really appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. If you're wondering what Magic Mail is, because I don't take tips for the collective, I have given you guys an opportunity for those of you who are like, I really got a message. It really resonated with me. Please let me say something. I don't take money directly for it, but if you feel so called, you can give me a gift of knowledge. And so I have an Amazon registry with some books on it that I would love to get into. They're books that we might be reading in the book club. They are books that I plan on reviewing on YouTube for you guys so that you know ahead of time if you want to read them. I'm going to be doing some reviews for some wiser books in particular. So you guys sending me those books, I just love it. It builds my magical library so that I can build what I offer to you guys. So that's a way to say thank you if you feel called, and you can find the link to the registry in the description box or on my website, bronxwitch.com. Okay. Yeah, right. They have to validate themselves by invalidating others. Yeah, you guys are talking about that in the comments. Yeah, I agree with your sentiments there. I like to live in a world where we all respect each other's views, and unfortunately, it's hard to find respect out of a segment of that crew. See you later, Anthony. I'll see you next time. Bye. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about astrology a little bit. Quick precursor. I am not an astrologer, so this is not an astrology reading. In the description box, I have linked a few of the astrologers that I follow, where either I watch their videos or I have gotten private readings from them. Or things of that nature. And I encourage you to check those folks out so that you can get in depth into your birth chart, get in depth into what the astrological transits mean for you. But I like to touch on what's happening with the sun, what's happening with the moon, because in my life, I have noticed that the changes that they go through show up in my life, either directly in the way that I feel or in the energy around me, the way situations play out or the way people are behaving. Started out as a bartender, noticing the incredible difference in people on the full moon, learning how to prepare for the full moon, wear the right crystals, do the right rituals in order to protect myself and keep myself calm despite my emotions feeling very heightened. That then led me to wanting to pay a little bit more attention to, well, what else astrologically is impacting me, getting my chart pulled and having a better understanding of who I am in the cosmos, because as above, so below. And so it is my feeling, at least in my life, where everything was in the cosmos at the moment that I was born has made an impact on the fabric of who I am, because I am a cosmic divine creature. My spirit is of the cosmos. My body is of this world. So while, there's things that I can tell about my body just by living in it, there are things that I did not know about myself because I did not know what was happening in the cosmos at the moment that I was born. Getting my birth chart and paying attention to those things has been so eye-opening. It's unbelievable for me. And that is why I incorporate astrology a little bit into the reading, to the extent that I do like to mention what's going on with the moon and the sun, because we usually see it come up in the cards anyway. So we talked a little bit at the beginning about how everybody's full moon was, but now that there's more people in the room, how are your full moons this weekend, guys? Did you guys do rituals? What did we do? We pulled a Words as One card last week. So we pulled a card that gave us a ritual to do for the full moon. Did anybody do that ritual, or did you do something different for yourself? Spill the tea. If it's private, keep it private. But if you did a full moon ritual, drop a BronxWitch emoji. So members have BronxWitch emojis. You can drop a BronxWitch emojis. You don't have to tell the details, but that way I just know who did a ritual for the full moon and who didn't. And no pressure if you didn't. Just wondering. Betty Boop did her first releasing ritual. Love it. And made some anointing oil. Hey. Mariah spoke the ritual from the deck into the water, recited as I used the white bath soap. Ooh, that's my soap. Yes. Cleansing. Acme says, oh my God, every time I just fall asleep early. You are not alone. And guess what? That's a ritual. Okay? That is a ritual. So do not feel like you did anything, did less. Okay? Sleep, traveling into the dream world so that you can get the rest you need and receive messages from the other side if necessary. that is a ritual. Okay. Hey, Joey. Full moon for me was all about shadow work, recognizing my self-worth. I've had to set boundaries with toxic family members and they didn't like it. Didn't we talk about that in the reading last week? Simone, were you here for the full reading last week? That is exactly what came up in the cards. Setting up boundaries and having over the weekend people who did not appreciate the boundaries getting pissed off and there being some challenges. That's literally what the card said last week would happen. That's incredible. Sharon said, I forgot, but I did pray. That's beautiful. I was at my parents'. I prayed for a big sign. Prayer is everything. Prayer is everything. Mariah said, your message last week of your transition might not sit well with a lot of people. Do not go back to the way you were really resonated. Wow. So that resonated for you and for Simone. That's what came up in the cards. That transition was going to make some people feel some kind of ways because maybe they're the problem. Hija de la Tierra said, my wife and I smoked and danced wild at the park under the moon. Woo! I love it. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Invite me next time. That sounds amazing. Amazing. Blessed. I'm so glad you got to do that. I definitely can't be naked out in my park, honey, because I live in the hood, baby. Y'all wouldn't hear from me again, but that is lovely that you could do that. Oh, dance wild. Why did I assume that you were naked? I think that's just what I wanted. Let's see. What else? Irene, I haven't done anything for a full moon yet. I guess I'm just nervous. No worries, honey. No rush, no pressure. Your work should be spirit-led. Spirit-led. Okay? So don't do anything because, a bunch of folks are doing things. Let it be spirit-led. You may never do a ritual on the full moon ever. And that is just fine. That is just fine. I can say there's nothing to be nervous about, but even so, that's between you and spirit and where your comfort level lies. Tony had a dream of a lady holding my face and saying, get ready for September and October. Beautiful. Oh my God, I love when messages are that clear. That is wonderful. Sybil did a small tarot spread. Amy, yes, I know, Amy. I know, but don't worry. For those of you who are seeker levels, but you didn't actually make it to the book club meeting, there's a few of you. Don't worry, the entire meeting will be posted just for seekers on Wednesday, I think, by Wednesday at the latest. Okay, so if you are a seeker level member and you didn't get to tune into an actual meeting, that's okay. I record those Zooms and they will be posted just for seekers, so you can always go back and watch it. Support group meetings are not recorded, okay, for privacy. So if you miss a support group meeting, you'll just have to come to the next one. But book club meetings are recorded. They'll be on the page in the next couple days. Simone says, yep, I sure was here last Monday. I was here last week and I knew it was going to happen. You basically predicted my life. Spirit, I'm just here to pull the cards, and that was the energy that was coming up for the collective, that this transition was going to be really bristle some folks' feathers, particularly around the full moon when we're feeling, at our boldest and our most capable of expressing that new side of ourselves. Some people were gonna bristle at it. Ashley ended 2 friendships and one of them exploded at me. Yep, there we go. Some people are not going to be able to handle the changes you're making. Last week was about letting go for Joey. Sharon finished sewing your friend's tarot bag. You did finish it. Nice. Nice. You finished it. That's awesome. That's a good point, Acme. If you make it too big of a deal, then you might not do anything. A full moon ritual can really be as simple as a simple prayer while the moon is full. That's all. And an understanding of why you're doing it. So if you feel nervous, then that probably means that you don't really have like a reason for doing it. And that's why you're nervous. It's like, why am I doing this? And what exactly am I doing? What are we doing when we do rituals in the full moon? For everybody, it's different. For some of us, it's about honoring our divine feminine. For some of us, it's a time for honoring a specific goddess. For some of us, it's just for getting in touch with our more emotional side, as the full moon tends to pull our emotions up and out of us. For others, it's just a time to release old things and start fresh. So, it doesn't have to be anything more complicated or mysterious than that. And certainly, if you don't know really why you're doing something, you don't have a reason to, no rush. Ooh, Amethyst Moon made a new Facebook and blocked a bunch of people. Yeah, thank you, Mariah. Sometimes I don't have time. Like sometimes I don't have time for a whole ritual, or like I do my spots at the full moon typically, but I'm a human being, and sometimes I don't have the time to do the whole ritual that I planned on. Every full moon I prefer to draw down the moon, but I don't always get around to doing that. Sometimes all I can do is go stand at my window and look up at her for a few minutes and take a few breaths and just say, thank you. Thank you, God, for another beautiful day. Thank you for another beautiful full moon phase. I pray for your blessings and guidance for the next 30 days to the next full moon. May I find myself in an even better and happier place at the next full moon. It can be literally just that, okay? But again, it should be a reason. If you don't feel like you need to do that, then don't do that. So that was what was going on for me. The full moon, it wasn't a drawing down the moon spot like I usually do. Instead, it was the end of my first 21 days of the Sacred Woman treatment, the Sacred Woman Gateway Zero program. So I finished my 21 days and I concluded the elevation that I was doing for my grandma. So I had a little bit of a special ceremony for her, food and all that good stuff overnight. And then in the morning, she got to rejoin the other spirits on the altar. And it was beautiful. So that's what I did this time, a little different than what I would normally want to do on the full moon, but it was what I needed to do this full moon. So you gotta go with spirit, go where you're led. All right. This week, not too much there's a bunch going on, but I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know it. So follow an astrologer to get all the details. I'm sure Pluto's backflipping and Uranus is in chancletas or whatever. So look into that stuff because it's helpful to have a well-rounded view of what's going on in the cosmos and how it might affect your life. But like I said, I'm no astrologer, so I know what the moon is doing right now. It's in Pisces, and it will be moving through to Taurus by the time we get to the end of the week. And then we have a new moon in Leo happening on August 8th. And so since I won't be live next Monday or the Monday after, we won't get a chance to talk about it in the live. So I just wanted to make a mention that we do have it coming up. The new moon can be a time for you to do anything or do nothing, but we often think of the new moon as a great time to start something new or manifest something new. The moon has just gone from its absolute darkest to that very first sliver of light, and it's going to build up until the next full moon. And so that's a good energy to help support you as you're trying to grow something. With every day the moon gets a little bit bigger, and every day what you are working on gets a little bit bigger or a little bit better. So folks tend to use the new moon to manifest or start new things. I tend to be just very withdrawn and inward. So I'm very happy that I'm going to be at home down south, not on social media, and just kind of contained to myself. It happens to be the day before my 35th birthday. So that's going to be interesting for me emotionally. I'm just going to use the day to just sit with myself and get to know myself a little bit better. I might be visiting my grandma's grave, which I haven't been to, and kind of continuing what we've been working on together. So it's going to be an introspective and probably emotional day for me. I won't be trying to do any manifesting or anything like that. It's just going to be just a time to kind of connect. I love the new moon phase in general because when the moon is new, she is in the same sign as the sun. So that conflict that I was talking about earlier with the full moon and the sun doesn't happen when we're at the new moon. So for me, this is a time of more balance and harmony. Oh, excuse me. And because it's in the sign of Leo, which is my sun sign, it really kind of all comes together to be like I already feel the energy of that day. Like I can already feel it coming together, and I'm just looking forward to it. Just spending time with my mom, my sister, my niece, my cousins, spending time with my grandma at her grave, paying respects. She passed when I was young, so I haven't gotten a chance to go to her grave. So finally being able to pay her respects there, and all of that stuff. I'm just very much looking forward to that being what I do this new moon. So the moon is on the other side of my building, and I live in a nosy community. So if I put out a jar of water, it won't be there in the morning. What? Somebody would check your moon water? I don't know if I would have anybody take my moon water if I put it like out somewhere. Here, I think people would be like, "What is that?" But that's funny. That's unfortunate, but that's funny. People be mad nosy. Put a sign on it. Put a sign on it and say, "This is moon water for a witch." Put a sign that says, "Witch's moon water. Don't touch." See what happens. See what works. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see. Someone takes your moon water. What in the world? I know, right? So, yeah, that's what's going on astrologically this week and in the upcoming weeks, and whatnot. And I always encourage you guys to, look into your charts, pull your birth charts. There's plenty of sites and apps and things where you can do that. But get to know yourself on the cosmic level. Because like I said, my body is my physical self, which is here rooted in the earth. But my spirit is my cosmic self, and it's rooted in the cosmos. So understanding what's happening to my body physically with my health and the way I eat and the things I do to take care of myself are physical, but then there's the cosmic aspect. What does my cosmic self need to know or could benefit from as it relates to how they're being impacted by the energies above? So as above, so below. That's why we talk about astrology. Couple quick things before we get into the cards. Just letting you guys know, today we are drinking corn silk again. I was drinking this last week. But I've been on a corn kick because the farm that goes to the farmer's market in my neighborhood has been selling a bunch of corn, early corn. So, the strings, when you pull the husks off your corn, that is corn silk. Don't throw it out. Put it in some water. Infuse it and drink it. Lots of nutrients, really soothing. I like that a lot. What are you guys drinking? Sharon's drinking watermelon juice. Ooh, fresh watermelon juice. Like, did you have watermelons? Thank you, Betty Boop. It is good. Very hydrating. Very hydrating. While people are dropping down below what you are drinking on, what you are sipping on, what you're snacking on, what you're enjoying right now. Let's do that. I just want to point out the poll at the top of the comments in case you haven't seen it. There is a poll asking you what deck we should pull a support card from this week. So if you are new here, I'm going to be pulling cards from a few decks in order to give us a really well-rounded view of what we can expect for this upcoming week. In addition to that, though, usually by the end of the week, we realize that we could use some support for how to actually get through the things that might be coming our way. And we have 4 different decks that are based off of the tarot deck, but that have different energies and that help us to get support. We have the Botanica deck, which helps us to connect to flower energies. We have the Herb Crafters deck, which helps us connect to herbs, primarily medicinal herbs. So this would be herbs that we can drink as tea or take into our bodies in order to work with their healing properties, their energetic properties. We have the Words as Wands deck, which is what we pulled from last week. That is a collection of little spells and rituals that we can do. And then we have the Archetype deck. And the Archetype deck allows us to do light and shadow work by pinpointing a specific archetype that we need to work on or confront. Okay? So those are the 4 different decks. So far, the Archetype deck is in the lead. People want to do light and shadow work. But as we get through the reading itself, the things that come up might sway you one way or another. So I will leave the poll up for the whole reading. That way, when you feel like you know where you need support, you can vote. And then we'll pull that card at the very end. Okay? That's okay. It's okay if it's not fresh. I was just wondering. Ooh, Josie's having some red wine. The Azilili, I'm probably saying that wrong, is having a smoothie. Rollins is having hibiscus and mango. Ooh, like hibiscus and mango fruit, or is that a tea, hibiscus and mango? All right, so while people are commenting, I am going to start getting the cards ready. Take a second to recenter myself and get focused. I'll let you guys know that today, as usual, we will be calling, okay, it's a T. We will be pulling an oracle card from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck and a playing card from the Conjure Cards by Jake Richards. And the tarot deck that we'll be pulling from is the So Below deck from the Book of Shadows Tarot. 2-deck set. So all of these decks are available on my Amazon storefront. So if you want to get them for yourself, then you can easily do that. You can click the link in the description, or if you go to my website, bronxwitch.com, and go to the discount page, you will see the Amazon storefront there too. And Liz Dove is having water. Yay, water. Hija de la Tierra is having water. Yeah. Irene's having sweet red. Okay, guys. So take a moment to center myself and get into the right space here. I encourage you guys to talk to each other in the comments. Let each other know if the message is resonating. Talk to each other about questions you may have. And forgive me if I don't see your comment. I try to stay a little more focused during the reading on the message. had a funny personal moment. I was told that I would see this chameleon this week. See that chameleon there? It's very interesting. There it is. Okay. All right, let's see. Where will we start? So first of all, a couple things that were coming through. The transitions that we are taking and the changes that we are making, just know that this week those things are going to be challenged. There's a very strong energy towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday. I'll get into this later, but I just want to kind of preview it. We have the devil upright and the sun in the reverse. And the energy here that came through right away was just sort of like backsliding. That was the word that I heard. Like some of the temptations that we maybe have been detoxing or quitting. You may have given up something, alcohol, sweets. We're talking about not smoking, things like that. Be mindful towards the end of the week of the temptation to want to indulge in those things and kind of take a little bit of a step back in your progress. And there's some indication here of what you can do to help you keep you from doing that. So, but heads up about that. So let's go back and kind of start at the top. First of all, with the oracle message that we received is kindred spirits. The kindred spirits card we received either last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't recall. Mariah probably knows. Or those of you who take notes on the reading might have it in your notes. But this issue of our intimate and personal relationships keeps coming up in recent weeks. And so a lot of you were talking in the comments about how your changes and your level ups, your transitions are maybe rubbing people the wrong way, well, certain people the wrong way, and it's calling into question your intimate relationships with folks. Kindred spirits are not necessarily people that we've known for a long time. This card asks us to revisit our relationships. So there's a tendency when we know someone for a long time to think like, you know, we can't separate because we've been with them for so long, or you know, we're so comfortable with them. Or in the reverse, we might feel like, well, somebody's brand new, we just met someone, they can't really be a kindred spirit. But that's exactly what the message of this card is, which is a kindred spirit does not have to be someone that you've known for a long time, someone that you're related to, or, you know, that you have established a relationship with. And also someone that you have known for a long time and established a relationship with may no longer be a kindred spirit, or may have never been a kindred spirit. They can come in all different forms, okay? Yes, Mariah says 2 weeks ago. So the issues that you were having with certain intimate relationships, whether they be significant others, siblings, best friends, that is coming back around again. So those relationships we're still either working through some of the strife, or we're still reevaluating whether or not these relationships are really for us. Our conjure card is the 7 of spades. We have it here in the reverse. So this is a new card that we're working with, a new deck that we're working with. So let's get the description. In the reverse, it shows the return of stolen property or some other thing that was taken from you physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, okay? We also see that in other parts here in the reading as well. So 7 of spades in the reverse coupled with kindred spirits. I'm already sort of feeling this energy of like, of returning your energy. For some of you, the relationships that you've had with people where they have been issues may have resulted in a theft of some kind, like an actual physical theft. Maybe they took money from you, or they took, you know, my goodness, I know someone was talking about custody issues. It could be that, you know, where you feel like someone who you are intimately connected to took something from you that they shouldn't have, or they took too much and it wasn't right, it wasn't replenished, it wasn't reciprocated. But here with the card in the reverse, the blood drop is coming back down to us. So reevaluating these intimate relationships allows you to restore something that was previously taken from you. It could be money, it could be, a physical thing, but it also could be your time or your energy. So this reevaluation of these relationships allows you to get something back that you lost. Acme says, oh my God, I just made a new friend this weekend. Feels like a familiar person already. Interesting. Yeah. So that relationship might lead to you feeling like you replenish something in yourself that was previously taken, maybe by an old friend or somebody that you had to cut off, or even from being without a friend, something that you lost out on as a result. And then this person coming into your life might mean that returns to you and you get that back. So we have some energy or something. For all of us, it will be different. But we have spades, we're often talking about physical things. So I think that's why I keep going back to this idea of like money, but energy is physical too. This is a drop of blood, and that's yes, it's a physical thing, but it's also the source of like our life energy, So this week we have that energy coming back to us as a result of reevaluating these, Nerdy Vampire. I feel like we go through this every week. Welcome to the live weekly collective reading. Again, Monday card, we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is in our Monday position, and as you guys know, the Monday card is less about what will happen on Monday and more about like our vibe for the week. So Knight of Swords is very, very action oriented. I think a lot of us feel really juiced up from the full moon and really ready to go. And I feel that full moon here in the representation of this cup, because even though this is a swords card, we have that cup there to kind of remind us of the emotional element. So the emotional release that we experienced over the full moon, I think a lot of us put us in a place of now we're ready to like go. We've got a lot of ideas, we're taking notes, we're jotting things down, and we're getting ourselves ready to be more action oriented. So interestingly, this, like I said, that return of energy, that may have been what was stolen from you, whether it was from somebody that you released over this full moon, a friend or a spouse or family member that you had to let go of. The result of that is like, I just feel cup being refilled, a replenishing of yourself, and that cup being filled is powering you to actually start to take action on some things that maybe you previously have put on the back burner because you weren't in the right headspace or you didn't have the resources or the energy to get it done. So this week's energy is very action oriented. Then we pair that with the Tuesday card. We have the Ace of Wands. And again, we have action. This is a sign that for those of you who are pursuing things that are passion oriented, that are purpose oriented, that are creative in any way, or are artistic in any way, this is going to be a lot of really good energy for that. I know my Aries in the room are feeling really good after this past full moon. Ace of Wands has definitely got strong Aries energy, a lot of fire and a lot of combustion and go. So we have Knight of Swords charging straight ahead, plus the Ace of Wands with all that fire in your ass to light you along the way. And so this is a very wonderful, energetic energy to start the week off with. It's like, okay, I got it. I let it go and I can go now. So Monday, Tuesday, if you were trying to figure out what to do or wondering whether or not you should spend time over the next couple of days being action oriented, the answer is yes. Yes. This is action. This is getting things done. This is letting that fire inside of you that has been kind of reignited as a result of releasing things that you did not need or that were kind of clouding the picture, letting that fuel you full steam ahead. Knight of Swords sometimes carries an energy of like recklessness with it, but I don't feel that at all. I do love the imagery in this particular deck because you don't get any of that energy of like full steam ahead. I don't know what the end goal is. I'm not thinking carefully. This is actually a very different type of Knight of Swords energy. This is more of a contemplative, planning, emotionally in touch and aware, full steam ahead. All right. So it's a very, I would say, spirit led, literally, with all the little spirits fluttering around. This is a spirit led action as opposed to the traditional Knight of Swords, where it kind of just seems like it's more ego than anything else. It's just like, I want to do this, so I'm going full steam ahead. This is more like, I'm going full steam ahead because I feel like spirit is leading me to go full steam ahead in this direction. And if you were waiting for confirmation or validation, Ace of Wands says, yes, absolutely, you are on the right path. This is the right project. Go for it. It's not reckless. It's spirit led. And then we see that carry over from the Knight of Swords into the Four of Swords, which comes up in the Wednesday position. So if you were wondering when at all this week you might want to take some time for yourself or take a break, take a pause from all this action after you get, your initial burst of things going, then it's like, okay, always stop and reevaluate. Always stop and reevaluate. Wednesday is your day to stop and reevaluate with the Four of Swords. So we're still in this energy of I'm getting shit done. I'm on my path. You see, she's in her office, right? She's surrounded by her work. She's surrounded by the same spirits that were communicating with her here. Not much has changed except to the extent that she's taking a pause and literally taking a moment to smell the flowers. And it looks like she's holding lavender. So lavender might be your flower to connect to. Oh, yay, Mariah got her new social. So she's like literally new. Whole new name, a whole new identity. Yeah, that's so interesting. So that action and that energy that we spend Monday and Tuesday looking for things, Wednesday would be a good time to take a pause. Sharon says, I'm actually trying for a new job this week. That is great. That is great energy for looking for a new job. Follow your passions, your creative desires, the things that really inspire you, while also, doing the resumes and filling out the applications and doing all the technical stuff. So all of this energy is really great for looking for work this week. And I would say if there's a day where you can give yourself a little bit of a break and not, stress yourself too much, that would be Wednesday. All right. So if you spend the rest of today and tomorrow, tidying up your resume, sending out a bunch of emails, doing all of that stuff, allow yourself the time on Wednesday to stop and smell the roses. Stop and give yourself a little bit of a break. You don't want to burn yourself out before you've even got an interview, right? Because you're so exhausted just from the searching process. So Wednesday is a day for rest, but be mindful. This is not just like a lay down and give everything up. Like I said, she's taking a break in her office while surrounded by the same spirits that are helping her. And some of the spirits are taking naps. They're resting too. So we're not we're not stepping away from the goal or anything like that. This is just to let us know that Wednesday is a day to not stress out. Amy's first interview for the promotion is Wednesday. Yay! I would prepare for that interview today and tomorrow, and Wednesday go into it feeling confident, okay? Because you've got great energy leading up to the preparation. You have all the motivation in the world, all the passion for the position that you need. And so you can spend time today and tomorrow kind of ironing out any details, choosing what you're going to wear, getting yourself all ready. And then Wednesday, just enjoy it. Walk into that interview feeling really confident and spend the rest of the day just enjoying yourself. No need to stress yourself out. Don't leave the interview and go home and work on more resumes or whatever. Take the day, take a break, take a pause, let everybody kind of rest because the work has basically been done. And everybody's sending good luck to Amy and Sharon. So best of luck to you guys in your job searches and your interviews, but I would say you don't need luck because you very much have spirit with you along the way. So you really don't need luck. This should be a good experience for both of you. Now, moving into more of the weekend, it's so interesting because I've said this a few times that like we seem to have a break in our energy, not every week, but almost every week that really falls around the weekend where the energy kind of shifts. And I think a lot of our schedules are like that, where a lot of us work during the week and then on the weekends we have something else going on. And so the energy really changes around Friday for us, where around Friday, all the cards are coming up in the reverse. And the energy is way more inner and introspective, while the start of the week is more outward, full steam ahead, action oriented. How do you show up in the world? All of that, you know? And then Thursday, going into Friday, we have a very interesting combination, and this is what I was talking about at the start with the Devil card in reverse and in the upright and the Sun in the reverse. And the very first thing that I heard when I was looking at that was backsliding, which is funny. We were talking about Christians so much in the beginning of the thing because that's a term that I know from the church, which is I think that's the term that Christians use to refer to somebody who was Christian but then started, being bad and started not, doing all the good Christian things, backsliding, where you were making progress, you were doing your thing, but then temptation comes up and it threatens to throw you off your course. So I want to give you guys a bit of a warning, if it were, about this sort of lurking energy around Thursday, Friday of temptations coming into your life. I mean, look how delicious that Sunday looks, temptations coming into your life, and there being the possibility, Thursday, Friday, this is the Devil and the Sun in reverse, a possibility for temptation to arise, and you have to decide for yourself how to resist that temptation. And it seems like it's going to be a little bit challenging, and you are going to have to dig deep and really think about this transition that you're undergoing. I heard somewhere somebody said, as soon as you get like your blessings or whatever, the universe tends to follow up with a test. So you've leveled up and you're like, yeah, I'm better. I've transitioned. I don't do that anymore. I'm good. A lot of I release that friend. I release that habit, what have you. That seems to be often the times when the universe will send you a test of some kind to kind of see if you really have made that transition. Have you really turned the corner? Have you really fully released that issue? Sound issue. Oh, like with my sound, I don't know if there's anything I can do. I'm so not the most techie. It looks like it's okay, but let me know if you want me to repeat anything. I will. So we get these temptations that come up as kind of a test, and that's what's just standing out for me here. This delicious Sunday, just being like, come to me, do it, Okay, good. I hope it clears up. So if you didn't hear that, the Devil in the upright and the Sun in the reverse comes up in the Thursday and Friday position to kind of indicate that there might be some type of temptation to kind of test whether or not you have fully released from these things that you, say that you have released from or are trying to release from. The Sun card is almost always a positive energy. Even when it comes up in the reverse, it's just a little bit more introspective and more about like shining light on yourself on the inside. So in order for you to resist this temptation, you can't be surface about it. Okay, you can't be surface about it and just be like, oh, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to do that. If you don't really like within yourself see, it's like the difference between like, how if you go on a diet and you try to cut something out of your diet that you really, really like, it's super difficult. But if there's something that you're kind of tired of, you don't really want it anymore, quitting is not hard because you literally don't even want it. It's not like you're forcing yourself to stop. You just don't want it. That's how I felt about alcohol. After 15 years of drinking like a fish, I got to a point where I just didn't want it. So I didn't really have to be like, oh, I'm quitting alcohol. It was just like, I didn't want it. So you could put a cocktail in front of me and it could be the most delicious looking thing, and I just don't want it. And so this combination here is kind of here to test to see if you're at that point. Are you at the point where the temptation can be right in front of you and you just don't want it? So Sharon, staying off your phone, that's one of the things that I'm working on. Staying off of my social media, not lying to myself about why I'm on. Oh, I'm doing work. No, I'm not. I'm just scrolling. And have we gotten to a point where we genuinely just don't want it anymore? Where it's not like, ooh, I gotta force myself not to eat this ice cream. This is getting to the point where the ice cream's put in front of you and you're just like, I'm good. I'm good. I really, truly do not want it. So be prepared for this test, this temptation to test whether or not you have fully released, and know that you have it within you. Know that you have pretty much gotten to the point where you just don't even really want it anymore. So don't be afraid of that temptation. You're ready to handle it. You're ready to look at it and say, I'm good. I'm totally good. Supporting you throughout the weekend, you have more internal work that indicates that you're going to be just fine. We also have the Strength card, another major arcana card, again in the reverse, referring especially to our inner strength. So this is running the marathon, doing the work, and going the distance, right? So if you were like, I'm giving up such and such, I'm giving up social media, or I'm letting go of this toxic person or whatever, this is reminding you that Sun in reverse, Strength in reverse. If we feel it in here, it's not even going to be an effort. You're not even going to have to try, because within we have the illumination of the sun shining light on who we really are and this new version of ourselves. And we have inner strength, that wisdom of the crone that tells us, you know what? I just know that that's not good for me. I'm wise enough now to know that the moment of pleasure that I receive in no way compares to the harm that it brings me. And I'm ready to go the distance, and I'm ready to go the long haul of not having this in my life. This is not, I'm quitting for a week or I'm detoxing for a few days. This is, I just don't want to do this at all until until maybe there is no until. I just don't want to do that. I understand myself. I don't want those temptations, and I'm willing to work on not even the resistance, because like I said, it doesn't even feel that resistant. Like it's not even that much of a struggle. It's just like I'm ready to go forward in this new state. And then we have the Two of Wands here in the reverse, coupled up with the Strength card. Again, just kind of emphasizing the fact that you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make. And this temptation that arises around Thursday, Friday of the week is going to put you into the place of, okay, I have to decide. It's just simply line in the sand. Am I going to move forward as this new self, or am I backsliding? Am I going back to my old self because I'm just not ready? That's going to be personal for each of us. But in terms of the support and where we can find energy for that, reminder, kindred spirits and the Seven of Spades in reverse. Our interpersonal relationships play into this. So if you feel like you're not ready, you might need to confront some of these relationships in your life, and also with other things that might be holding you back. Because if you let them go, what you get is a return of energy, a return of resources, a return of what you need in order to be able to, go the distance. So if you feel like I don't got it, I'm not ready, I can't do this, consider that your relationship to people or to not so healthy attachments or what have you are robbing you of the energy and draining you of the energy that you need in order to make that full turn and go the distance, you know? Ashley says the same about me. I just don't want it. Okay, Irene, your last week of beef and pork for a while, and I'm starting to limit my dairy and cheese. That is exactly what this is about. So Thursday, Friday of the week, be aware. There may be some temptations that come up for you that do one of two things. They either make you feel like this is going to be a struggle and I don't think I can do it, or it's going to put you in a place where you realize that giving up beef and pork isn't going to be for a while. It might just be. It might just be. But as you get towards the end of the week, you are going to have to decide what kind of relationship you want to have with these foods. And the weekend's going to be very illuminating about that. Okay, people talking about the transitions and the changes that they're making. Wow, Tony's going on a journey of celibacy. Okay, well, somebody might come, wagging their thang. Something might come along. I know you're saying you're not ready, but this is a very clear sign of a opportunity to reevaluate that and a test, a temptation about that. So be aware that might arise, and know that you have turned a corner in your life where you recognize what is best for you, and you're going to have to make that choice. Because even though you recognize what's better for you, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do it. Okay? You still have to, at the end of the day, make the decision to either do that or not doing that. Yes, wagging their thang. I mean, that's like, the celibacy version of an ice cream cone. Right? Or not their thing. I mean, not wagging it. They might be, I don't know, flapping it. Whatever their thang does, whatever your flavor of thang, you might get some in your direction, and you might need to reevaluate. Well, why did I want to be celibate? Why did I want to take that break? What is it that I want to work on? Do I have the strength to say no to temptation and let this new side of myself really take hold? And again, relationships are draining. So you reevaluating your relationships to others restores energy and gives you energy to do things that you maybe thought you didn't have the patience or the energy to do before. Yay! Yes, I have been also very blessed by online communities and other communities too. Oh, wow. Very cool, Amethyst Moon. I love that. That is really cool. I'm glad that's helping you, and that you've created your own place where you can express yourself. That's really awesome. This is definitely a safe place, and I'm really glad you guys feel that. All right. So let's take a look at the poll and see what people are feeling in terms of support to help us through this. Particularly with, we have this action in the beginning of the week, going forward with this new energy that we got from releasing old crap. Round Wednesday, take a break, take a moment to reassess, take a day. Don't get off your path, but just take a moment, and then be mindful of the fact that this weekend we might have some temptations that threaten to take us, distract us, or take us down, an old path or what have you. And we're going to need to really kind of focus in on the ways in which what we've learned about ourselves is going to inform the decision that we make, you know? Yeah, that does sound amazing. Amethyst Moon, I love that. All right, so now we can pull a support card in order to help us through this week, help us deal with the temptation that's coming up, or help us to take, full maximum advantage of the energy of the rest of the night and tomorrow in order to get ourselves active and going on with this new energy that we're feeling. It looks like so far people are still feeling like the archetype cards would be the most helpful for us to look at our archetypes and explore the light and shadow side. But I'm going to give it 2 more seconds now that we've had the reading and people have a better idea of where they need support. Let me give folks a second to throw their votes into the poll. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to end the poll, you guys. End poll. It looks like archetype cards 1. We'll see what it says when it actually gives us the results, because sometimes it likes to play with my emotions, switch it up on me. All right, so the archetype cards won with 34% of the vote. So we will be pulling an archetype card today. And again, the archetypes are, every single one of these are overarching energies that anyone can tap into. Some of us are more heavily in one or the other, or call on one all the time. But all of these archetypes are available to us. And what these cards help us to do is to look at the light and the shadow side of that archetype. So we have an idea of, I just stood up. So we have an idea of whether or not, how that archetype might be helping us on this path, or how it might be hindering us and need some reevaluation. Okay. So we have the scribe card. The light attributes of the scribe is preserving knowledge and information, and the shadow attribute is altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. That is the scribe card. Okay. Obviously pulling up very strongly the energy of the Knight of Swords here. Thank you, Mariah. Mariah has summarized the light, preserving knowledge and information, and the shadow, altering facts or plagiarizing others' works, for those of you who are taking notes on the reading or who didn't catch that. But we have this idea here of collecting information, documenting and recording information, echoed in the Knight of Swords card, which is our theme for the week. So we definitely have this energy of recording, writing, taking notes. I feel like a lot of us may be writers, or have projects that involve writing scripts or writing books or writing blogs, and also recording information about things that we are working on, our passionate pursuits, and kind of just getting more like knowledge under our belt and being better educated. I find it very interesting that this comes up for us with the temptation on the table, because it's almost like knowing more might help you in this situation. So like, to be super literal, let's take the example of diet, right? You're trying to change your diet, and then here comes this temptation of a juicy cheeseburger or a big ice cream sundae. This is saying that your ability to gather information and knowledge to learn more about your body, learn more about your diet, learn more about these foods is going to help you resist that temptation. So as the week goes on, whatever it is that you're planning on working on this week, changing in your life this week, or taking on this week, collecting knowledge and information is going to be helpful, and tapping into that scribe part of yourself, the part of yourself that likes to collect information and knowledge, likes to learn more. Lean into that part of yourself and collect more information about this issue, because being more educated on it might make it a little bit easier to resist some of the temptations. Okay. Ooh, Liz says, I'm in school right now and it's very tempting to try to plagiarize and get away with it. Ooh, well, I, was in academia. I went to private school most of my life and went all the way up through law school. And it is very, very tempting, for sure, especially when you're just drained of energy or you're really tired. I don't know how they do it nowadays, but back in the days when I was in college and law school, professors had a program that they used. I don't know what level of schooling you're in, but in college and in law school, the professors utilized a program that takes your material and it searches the web for plagiarized material. And we would have to submit our papers through the program, and it would calculate how much of your material was, quoted, right? And you can quote as much as you want, as long as everything is properly cited. So if you're not citing stuff, that's where you could, they're using software. So don't resist the temptation. Okay, resist the temptation. But maybe finding more information and knowledge about how those systems work might help you, because maybe plagiarism isn't the answer, obviously, but perhaps it's just a matter of properly citing things. Perhaps it's just a matter of making sure you give credit to where you took things from, to avoid any issues in that regard. All right? Or this could be literally just you doing your own work. Because when you plagiarize, you don't learn anything. So that's the tricky thing. I was one of those students that really tried to actually learn, because I was like, I have to have a job after this. So like, if I go to law school and I plagiarize my way through it, what's going to happen when it's time for me to actually represent a client? I'm going to be SOL, right? So unfortunately, if you actually plan on working in the field in which you're studying, you're going to need to actually learn your shit, and plagiarizing won't help. And the scribe is here to let you know that, look, there's a part of you that likes knowledge and likes collecting information and likes taking notes. That's why you're where you are. That's why you're on the graduate level. So tap into that scribe part of yourself and find joy in collecting knowledge and information, and avoid the shadow side. Avoid giving into the shadow side and the temptations of wanting to take somebody else's work. Now, for those of you who are not in academic fields, this immediately makes me think of this drop of blood in the 7 of spades, and what may have been taken from you, and altered, or you may have been painted in a light that is a misrepresentation of who you are. You may be doing it to yourself or doing it to others, where you're not being fully honest and you're fidgeting or flubbing things to make things seem the way that you want them to. And this is basically Spirit saying you're not helping yourself by doing that. When we fake the funk, in the end, we lose. We lose. So we want to lean into the light side of the scribe. Every single person who is in this live, I know, likes to learn, because we're spiritual people. So we're seekers. That's why I made the seeker level called that. The seekers. That the book club level is the seekers. People who want more information, want more knowledge, want to learn more about whatever. And so I think each and every one of us has that scribe inside of us. And this is saying, pull on the light side of the scribe, embrace that part of yourself that actually loves being a student, loves learning, loves gaining more information. Don't look at it as a chore, and most importantly, don't let yourself dip into the shadow side where you fake things or falsify things or take other people's words or don't give credit where credit is due. That's not going to be beneficial. For those of you who are applying for jobs this week and looking for jobs, if you're writing your resume or you're writing your cover letter or you're, explaining your job qualifications and things like that, if you need to do a little bit more research before you have your interview or do a little bit more, gain a little bit more knowledge in order to be fully qualified for something, then that is the side of yourself that you want to embrace and move forward. Don't sit there and fake the funk, falsify the resume and make up stories or exaggerate what you know, because when push comes to shove and you have to actually show your knowledge and be on your game, you're going to fall on your face and the embarrassment could be terrible. Yes, knowledge is the one thing that cannot be taken from us. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So our support card is the scribe. Collect knowledge, collect information, document things, preserve it, save it, be authentic with it, but don't be altering things or plagiarizing other people's things or taking credit for things that you did not truly create. You are going to have to put in your own effort and your own work in this regard. Okay, for those of you working with creative pursuits, because we have this Ace of Wands here with all that creative passion and energy. Especially in this day and age with social media and stuff, it's so tempting to want to repost something from somebody and not tag who they are, or to take an idea that you see and want to copy it and replicate it without actually having done the studying or the research to really know what you're doing, to do it properly. In the end, that will not serve you. So embrace the scribe part of yourself and go seeking for knowledge and information. Yeah. Other people had that in college too. Yeah, we had to submit our stuff through it was like a Dropbox type box or whatever, but it was like designed to actually test your, scan your material, and then you would get a grade at the end, and it would tell you like what percentage of your paper was not plagiarized, but was other people's work. And then the professor would go through and make sure that you'd cited those things. It's okay to quote other people. It's not okay to do it without citing it or pretending like it's your original idea. We don't want to give into those temptations this week. When they come up, Sun in reverse, Strength in reverse, you know yourself way better, and you know yourself to be stronger and to have more long-term reaching goals for yourself. So since you know that about yourself, and you know a little bit more about whatever this danger is, you have a choice. Two of Wands reverse. You have the choice and you make it. And I love that the Two of Wands in this deck is holding a wand in one hand and a sword in the other, because that is our energy for the week. Swords and wands. Action, mental clarity, and decisiveness, and recording information, knowledge, writing, coupled with passion, creativity, a desire to make things happen. That comes together, and we have to kind of decide what path we want to take so we can make that happen. Hi. Oh, thank you guys for liking. Yay, I appreciate it. If you came in late or you're heading out, please do like this video before you head out so I know that you enjoyed this format. Your likes and your engagement is what's going to determine whether or not the lives stay as a public thing or if it becomes like a members only thing. So I do appreciate that so much. I just want to remind you guys that we will not be together here next week, Monday, August 2nd, or the following Monday, August 9th. I'll be away for my birthday, so we won't be live together again until August 16th. But I want to invite every single one of you to my birthday pajama tarot party, which will be happening on Zoom on August 9th, my birthday, at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. It is going to be open to members, friends level and higher. So if you're not a member yet, you have plenty of time to join. You can wait until after August 1st and just join for the month of August so you get the Zoom link. And if you have any questions about what memberships are all about, how to become a member, and all that good stuff, I've made a couple of videos and included some information on my website. So you can go to bronxwitch.com and click on membership, or you can click the description box and watch the videos that has more information for you. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm not going to see this specific group until August 16th. So I just hope that you guys have a blessed few weeks. I hope it's wonderful and beautiful. It's Leo season, so it's going to be great. And I just hope that you all enjoy it. Take advantage of the new moon in Leo and start something new. And I wish you well with everything that we pulled today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And support group meeting for my BIPOC witches who are friends level and higher. The second support group meeting will be this Saturday, July 31st at 1 o'clock. And the Zoom link will be posted in the community tab like the night before. Sometimes I forget and it's the morning of, but I'm going to try to make sure it's posted the night before. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. Thank you. All right, guys, I pray this message really resonated with each of you. If you're watching this on playback, make sure to like it and comment down below. And I will see all of you guys on the 16th. And I'll see my members on Saturday and then on my birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Have a great night, guys. Blessed be. Bye.